Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Super Game Brothers podcast, a weekly podcast all about video games and board games, hosted by two brothers. My name is David, and I'm joined by Devin, host number one. I guess I'm host number two. How are you doing, host number one?
Doing fantastic. How you doing?
Oh, yeah, great.
You didn't know I was going to throw the question right back at you, did you?
No, it was caught me off guard, but no, doing okay.
I'm also doing okay. Yep, grateful to be here. Still breathing, even though we're congested for no reason.
We got like crazy allergies in this room all of a sudden.
We've been recording videos for the last 2 hours. We're both.
Yeah, we're allergic to YouTube.
Yeah, it's crazy. Doing good though. It's been very busy lately, trying to go to things. Fun fact: I went to a AAA baseball game with you.
You were there.
I was there. Yeah.
We did, yeah.
I was on the field, obviously, but
right. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that was pretty fun. There's a not major league team in Utah, but a minor league.
Yeah,
in Utah. I don't know the difference mostly, but
me neither.
All those guys were hecka jacked.
There were some jacked people there. Yeah,
they were playing baseball at such a high level. I was like, man, they might be pros. I don't know, but it was a pretty fun game.
It was great time.
Yeah,
brand new stadium. We have just like. It's a little bit further for you, but for where I'm currently living, it was like an 8-minute drive.
Yeah,
very, very close. And it's brand new. I think they've only had like 10 or less games there so far.
Oh, wow.
A smaller stadium than they've played at before, but that's super nice. Fun. I've always been intrigued by baseball. I think it's a super unique sport that I never actually got to play.
Yeah.
But it was so fun to be there. We got to go into what they called a suite, which wasn't really a suite. It was still outdoors, but like right behind where the batter up kind of stands and practices for the away team. Yeah, right on the first row in kind of these lounger leather chairs.
Yeah, they were like movie theater seats almost.
Yeah, it was crazy. And this girl kept coming back. She's like, we can get you some food. You want a Coca-Cola? I was like, yes, I'll have everything you said. And so we got Coca-Cola and water right off the rip. We got chicken strips and hot dogs. They came next. All of a sudden, she comes back 30 minutes later with shrimp tacos. Says, here's your main course. I said, I didn't know.
And the jalapeno poppers.
And the jalapeno poppers started off. Yeah, kicked that off strong. And then brought back frozen waffles with ice cream and sprinkles.
Did you eat that?
No, it looked difficult to eat.
It was pretty good. But yeah, I mean, it was like 6 inches wide. Trying to. It was rough.
David's son was sitting next to me, and I was just like, "Dude, you've got to take one of those waffles off of that, so you can eat that." Because he's like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And I was like, "That looks so terrible. It's all over you. It's all over. I think it's all over everyone."
He was covered in chocolate.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but super fun experience. Love the baseball sounds, the cool nostalgic music. They play between like every batter. There's having unique audio between every batter.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful evening, perfect weather, 60 degrees. And
it was nice.
Sunny and no wind, and it's a good time.
Yeah, it was super fun. Our dad got like tickets to that suite from like a sales rep that really wants like his company to sell their product or whatever. So it was nice to be able to go for free too, and just kind of vibe. And they're bringing
the only way I could have gone.
All the food. Me too. That you want and. Nicest baseball seats I've ever sat at for sure. Baseball's a cool sport. Like
it is.
There are some sports that are just kind of like that. It's like a lot of waiting and then just like moments of like pure athleticism for like 10 seconds.
Yeah. It's kind of like golf in a way.
Yeah.
Like it's a unique sport that not as many people play, but you don't really go and pay to go to a baseball field.
At least not in Utah. It's not like one of the biggest sports. I feel like other states like love baseball. Like I think it's called like American pastime, right? Like I think it's a very big sport, but it never really has been here. It's just kind of second fiddle to hockey and basketball.
Yeah, it's super cool. I think that you always say if you could be a professional in any sport, it might be golf, and I could agree with you there. But I also feel like it'd be super cool to be a professional in baseball.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you're eating so many sunflower seeds, and occasionally you just get your moment.
Yeah.
And every player has, like, their own theme song when they go out there. We got someone on our team named Kaboom.
Yeah. He's, like, third in the batting lineup, designated hitter, and his name's Carter Kaboom.
Oh, shoot.
He was meant to either play baseball or, like, build dynamite.
Absolutely, he was.
Those were his only two job options. So, man, some of those dudes were so big, like so strong, and
Oh
the way
yeah.
they can like whip their hand, like rocket that ball.
Yeah, it almost looks like gravity doesn't take an effect on the baseball a lot of times.
Yeah,
Throwing from base to base, it almost just stays flat.
it reminds me of golf in that way, where like the pros look like they're barely swinging, and the ball just like missiles out of there.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
same with the baseball players, like they look like they're barely moving their arm, and it's all in their wrist, and then the
Uh-huh.
ball's just like a missile. It's great.
It is a missile, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that was cool.
That was a fun game to go to.
I agree. Super, super fun. What else have I done recently? Um, I went to our niece's preschool graduation. That was an interesting experience for me.
Oh yeah, preschool stuff's fun.
It was funny. There were like 12 kids that were graduating, and they all taught us that they knew how to count to 15, and
Wow.
that they like learned a couple songs, and then each kid would walk up and they said the kid's favorite color and what they wanted to be when they were older, or what they wanted to do when they were older. And some of the comments were hilarious. It was like, this is Carter, his favorite color's blue, his favorite food is rainbow popsicles, and when he grows up he wants to be Lightning McQueen.
Yeah, yeah.
And there were just like way funny comments like that.
That's
That just made no sense, but it was wholesome. It made me look at my future and go, okay, one day I want this.
Yeah, kids are great.
Yeah.
They're so tiring and exhausting, and teaching little humans to like grow up and try to be good humans is like so hard.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
But, yeah, preschool kids and kindergarten stuff. I just went to just yesterday morning, because it's the last week of school before summer is out for our elementary school here. And our elementary school does like a dance every year. And so each grade has practiced this dance for months. And so all six grades plus kindergarten perform like a 2 or 3 minute dance to some song. And so I went to that yesterday, and watched my second grader and kindergartner dance their songs. One of them to a song from Lilo and Stitch, and the kindergartner to the Genie song from Aladdin that Robin Williams sings.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you got it just from that.
I did. That was good.
Cue. And it was kind of funny just to watch all the kids be crazy and dance. They're really fun and kind of endearing at that age, for sure. But, it is hard. I get the elementary school wants the parents to stay to like the whole assembly if they can, but they can be like a little more subtle about it. What they do is they stagger the years. So it was like first grade, fifth grade, second grade, sixth grade, like fourth grade. I'm probably duplicating numbers here. I don't remember. Fourth grade, first grade, third grade, kindergarten. So that if you have kids in multiple grades that are like close to each other, like kindergarten and first grade or kindergarten and second grade, like second grade started, my son was first, and then kindergarten, my other son, ended. So I had to wait through the whole assembly because they don't want anyone.
You had
to
to watch the kids you didn't even like.
Yeah.
No.
Luckily,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I get it. Like, if there's only like 1/3 of the parents there at the end, that kind of stinks. But
no one's there for the last performance.
But
I see. Yeah, it's all. Yeah, that makes sense.
But like, I don't know. I was like, man, I just watched 5 dances I don't care about just to see these 2 that I halfway did. But yeah, I don't know. Kind of funny. Elementary school, man, what a weird place. Yeah, other than that, this week hasn't been too crazy. Just golfed a few times. Played at TopGolf on Monday, which was fun. We did like a new tournament that we just started, and I actually won this week, and so I got the TopGolf trophy. If you can see it here.
Who can't see it?
You can see it's the Harbor Open Cup at TopGolf.
Oh, whoa.
And my friend, I think, I'm not 100% sure if this story is true because he's very sarcastic and funny, but he said he went to like a soccer game of his daughter's a few years ago at a middle school that was like refurnishing, and they were selling a bunch of their old trophies from their hardware cabinets or whatever.
Oh.
And he said so they just had a bunch of them for $1 a pop.
Oh, why not?
He said, so I bought 30 of them. So
you have to go back 15 times to fit them all in the car.
This is a marching band trophy. You can see like the marchers.
We should just put golf club heads on those sticks they're holding.
That's true. We can maybe pull that off. Turn it into a golf trophy. I don't know what we'd make this. What would this be? I could add like a stem, make it look like a club, or turn it into a golf bag. I don't know. Anyways,
I say we break it off, just get a little golf cart.
Or I could put a golf ball in there.
Yeah, we could do a lot of things with that. We'll get right on that.
Yeah, that's priority number 1 in my life, for sure.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so lots of golf. It's been fun. I feel like I'm swinging better since I started standing a little bit farther from the ball, which has been good. So, man, golf is the best. I wish it was a little cheaper, but it's so fun. Other than that, I don't know if I have much. We're going on a vacation this weekend for Memorial Day, up to see grandparents. There's going to be like 30 of us in this house.
It's going to be busy.
It's going to be crazy. But it'll be a good time. I do like going up to see Grandma and Grandpa. Now they've retired. I imagine they'll have more time to just like be around and hang out with us. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, they'll find an excuse to get out of there.
To get out there?
To get out of there.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, it's 5 o'clock. We got to go to bed. Yeah, they're funny.
No, it'll be awesome.
Yeah. Excited for that. Other than that, Devin, I don't know that I have much else. Let's just hop right into Super Movie Brothers. I did watch a movie this week.
Wow.
It was The Hunger Games, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
I've seen it, but I don't remember it.
I don't know if I wrote down the title correctly, but that is the title that is like seared in my brain, but I don't know if it's right.
I don't know either.
It's the latest one about Cornelius Snow. I think that might be his name. I think like 50 years before the Hunger Games or something like that. It was good. I give like a 6 out of 10. It was like fun.
Yeah, I feel like that's not that good.
Well, yeah, I don't know that it is either.
I think that it reviewed pretty well though, and which is the reason I watched it. Right?
Yeah, I just feel like there's a moment at the end where these characters that you think like each other and are gonna like elope together, like really quickly unravel, and like it seems like someone's lying to somebody else, and then wham, they're gone. And then
they just split up.
Yeah, and I was like, what just happened? It seemed like they didn't give enough context in the movie that was probably in the book. I've read the Hunger Games trilogy, but I have not read this new book, so I don't know. I felt like I was putting some pieces together that I didn't really know what was what, but it was kind of fun. We watched it with some friends, and I was telling them, I mean, as you know, I like a good like action movie or horror movie that, you know, might be a little bit violent at times.
Sure, yeah.
And this movie was trying real hard to keep that PG-13 rating. You got like people getting impaled with tridents. You got some throats being slit. People stabbed. And on all of those occasions, the people affected, their body's not full of blood. Just no blood anywhere ever.
Oh, really?
It was kind of crazy. And I was like, okay, they're trying real hard. You know, which is probably good for like most family audiences, but it was me and my wife and adult friends, so you know, nothing too crazy. I think my light's freaking out, so I'm gonna turn it off. It might have been on the whole day. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, Hunger Games: Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I'd give it an okay rating. Did you like it when you watched it? You remember thinking it was
no
like...
idea.
Yeah,
I don't remember 2 weeks ago, as you clearly saw from our episode on The Last of Us episode 5.
Yeah, that's all right.
It was brutal.
It happens. They blur together sometimes, especially if like you're watching it and you're like, this is not excellent. Then I don't know. They do kind of blur together. I watched one other movie.
Go for it.
Forgot to mention. I guess just last thing.
Please be what I'm thinking.
Is I guarantee it's not.
Dang it.
One of my favorite movie directors is Denis Villeneuve.
Absolutely, me too.
Yeah, he directed. Currently, he's doing Dune, and he's done both.
Wow.
He did one of my favorite movies of all time, Prisoners.
Right. Great movie.
And Arrival.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm maybe missing one or two. There is a movie that he did before all of those that is kind of what started like his rise to fame, because all of those ones I just mentioned, like banger after banger after banger.
Yeah.
Like so good. It's called Incendious.
Incendious?
I don't know how to pronounce it. Incendies? Incedies.
Incendies. Is
There's
there an N
oh,
before
did
the
I
B?
not say N?
You didn't.
Incenddies.
Cenddies. And Kende.
In Kende. I think the movie takes place. Well, the characters are from Canada, but they speak French like they do in parts of Canada. So it's I think primarily in French with subtitles. But they go to different parts of the world. Anyways, I wanted to watch this movie. I've never seen it, and again, love this movie director. And he kind of like co-wrote, I think, this screenplay, which was adapted from an actual play. I think very unique and like intriguing story, but also like very creepy at the same time. Not in like a horror way, like a ugh kind of way. Basically, it's about like the horrors of war, but not just like the violence per se. There is like some violence that's it's just this crazy story that just kind of like unravels. Like the mom character sees some like terrible violence and then like joins the other side of the war, and then some terrible things happen to her there. And then like she's kidnapped and held in prison by the other side of this war, and then some terrible things happen to her in the prison.
It sounds like nobody likes her.
And then the movie is about her children. She's just died, and like the person that's reading her last will and testament, like gives her the two kids, the daughter and the son, like an envelope that says, if you can deliver this envelope to your dad, who they don't know who it is.
She's been on every side. How are they going to find that person?
And if you can deliver this other envelope to your brother, and they didn't know they had a brother.
Oh boy.
Then you get all of my possessions, basically. And by doing so, they figure out like the history of her life as well. And
I kind of like the idea of what you're saying right now.
Yeah, it's
being in a movie.
It's cool. I do wish that it was English. You know, there's something about reading subtitles in French. Like, it's not terrible.
I take it back. I don't like that movie anymore.
You should watch it, though. There's like a twist ending, which I sometimes like in a good thriller, and we got the train going by, so you probably hear that, so sorry about that. So yeah, we were intrigued by the movie, kind of grossed out by the movie at some points. It's not like incredibly violent or anything. It's just the grand reveal at the end is both like surprising and also a bit gross if you think about it for too long. So
okay.
I'll leave you with that little clue.
Thank you.
So Incendies, I definitely think that just for my sensibilities, Prisoners and Arrival and Dune are better movies that I love way more. Oh, his other really popular one is Blade Runner 2849. He directed that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So excellent director. Does like very beautiful shots and stuff. He probably films most of his movies with like trains in the audio track. You know, that's what helps like a podcast to be like ultra high level.
Well, it's just immersive, honestly.
It is. You know, you're down to earth. You're not like living in like a, I don't know, like a, what do they call it? Mansion.
Bougie.
You're not bougie if you're living by the train tracks, baby. Anyway, so that was my movie update. Any movies for you, Devin?
Yeah, I started the 4th, 5th, or 6th, the latest season of You TV series. So I watched like 4 or 5 episodes of that, and then I laid in bed the next day, launched the app, and Netflix says, we noticed that you're not a part of this household. So I didn't get to finish that.
Yeah, I love that.
And then I noticed that Final Destination Bloodlines is doing okay in theaters, so I was like, I'm going to go catch up on some Final Destination. I know I've seen 1 or 2 of them. So I watched Final Destination 3, which was kind of fun, goofy, very weird.
3. I've maybe seen that one. Tanning bed.
Tanning beds and
Yep,
roller
seen that one.
coasters.
Seen that one. Yep.
And then
They're so dumb.
the Final Destination was way worse in my opinion, but I also watched that. That's about it. No, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Wait. Actually,
Some B-level horror.
I watched the Wakanda Forever movie. We continued
Okay.
our Marvel spree. We have like 2 or 3 movies left.
Crazy. I have not seen that one.
It's very unique.
I love Black Panther. That's one of my favorite Marvel movies.
Oh, it's super good, and he is sadly not in it because he passed away.
Yeah.
So his sister kind of takes on the role in a way, and the enemy, I'll say, is very unique. They find a group of new people that no one even knew existed. It was off the radar because it's where no one should go.
Antarctica. The ocean.
The ocean.
Get out of here. Fish people?
Yes, exactly. They're riding whales, and I was not about that life. So we watched that, and then we finished Thor: Love and Thunder as well, which is super goofy.
I've heard it
so fun.
I really like Natalie Portman, so I've
young Natalie Portman is like most beautiful individual.
Oh yeah, I think we all grew up at like the age where like Natalie Portman in Star Wars, like 10 out of 10, like
wow,
everyone loves her.
Yeah,
crazy how old she is now, but everybody is. I'm old.
I'm also old. Yeah, it's crazy. Fun fact. So we have been watching The Last of Us, both of us. We have episodes where we're talking about it, yada yada.
Yep.
Which gives us 2 months of HBO Max that we've had, thanks to him paying for it. And he still has not watched Ready Player One, which is very interesting to me. I cannot believe you haven't seen that movie.
You love that movie.
I was just watching it the other day.
But let me look. Can you have my phone right there? I do not think that it has a very good like user review score.
Well, they're dramatic.
They're dramatic.
It taps into like gaming history. It taps into like The Shining, like it goes every direction, bro.
Yeah, Ready Player One, 2018. It has a 7.4 on IMDb, so that's not bad. But only a 64 on Metacritic. So I don't know. I don't know that audiences and like critics uber loved it. But I know the book that it's based on is like pretty well loved in like the video game culture. So I'm sure I'd love it.
If you have a day where you guys don't know what to watch, and we still have HBO Max, you should watch it.
My wife would like it. Like they're a love story or something.
A little bit there. Just watch the opening scene and you're gonna be like, whoa, this is crazy.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, maybe give it a chance. With that said, though, we're going to hop into the episode. Devin just called out our conversations about Season 2 of The Last of Us on HBO. Make sure to check those out on YouTube. And you can get the most recent weeks of episodes on our Patreon at patreon.com/supergamebrothers. If I can get here to the screen here. On our Patreon, we have all kinds of perks. Like I mentioned, you can get those exclusive episodes to our conversations about The Last of Us. And then we also put our podcast on there 3 days early. So if you check it out there, you can get early access right into the show, name in the credits, all kinds of other cool perks. So please check that out. Patreon.com/supergamebrothers. Then make sure to join our giveaway as well at supergamebrothers.com. It's just a Gleam giveaway. You probably joined a bunch of those. It's free to join. Just add you to our newsletter, and we send like one email a week, which is just like an overview of the videos we did in the last week. Should probably find a way to like monetize those somehow, but that's not our goal really. We're just, it's just a fun giveaway. So there you go.
It is.
All right, and that is going to bring us to the normal run of show, and we usually start with new games to subscription services. There's not much this week. We're in kind of a weird lull between like when June stuff will be announced. But there is a few things. So first up, we're going to a board game arena, and dang, do they have a banger!
Oh, this is like your favorite game
this week. This game has been
for rolling right?
Number one favorite game of all time on a couple of my videos before. I don't know that it'll hold that because I have so many games that I love, but this one, like my wife also loves, and it has 8 like scenarios inside the box, so you can play like 8 different versions of the same game that play substantially differently. It also has like a story campaign you can play through if you want. But it plays like Welcome to, so if you liked Welcome to Your Perfect Home, one of the best roll and writes ever, I think this is like the perfect sequel to that. So check it out on Board Game Arena. You can try it totally for free. I wonder how many of the sheets they have in here. They do mention 8 epic adventure sheets, so they might have all of them. You can play with up to 6 people. Game's so good. So good. Then the other one is called Bunny Boom, that I don't know anything about, but let's see. It says, get rid of those bunnies by giving them to your opponents. Probably a little bit of take that in there, so I don't know if that one will be for me, but check that out. There's a new expansion for Splendor called The Sun Never Sets. I don't know much about that. Splendor is a very famous kind of engine building, kind of like race game in a way. And then I think we talked about the Hanging Gardens last week. So a few new games in there. Welcome to the Moon is definitely the highlight, though, for me. So good stuff on Board Game Arena. Then
that didn't work.
We've got new games to Xbox Game Pass. This is Maze Wave 2. And some good stuff in here too, to be honest. We're going to read through them all real quick. Here's kind of the image of the highlights. The image is pretty small though, so we'll read through the names here first. But from the last update, just available today, Monster Train 2 is on Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass. I think that's a deck building game if I remember correctly. Okay, and then here are the new ones coming soon.
Creatures of Ava.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
On Game Pass Standard. And then we got Stalker 2 on the 22nd with Game Pass Standard as well.
Tales of Kenzera Zhao.
Yep. This is a Metroidvania game, I believe. It's supposed to be pretty good. On Ultimate and PC. Oh, keep scrolling. There we go. Tom Clancy's The Division 2 is on Ultimate, PC, and Standard on the 27th.
To a T is the 28th on Ultimate and PC.
And that one's on day 1 from the creator of Katamari Damacy, which is a very unique game. So that I'm assuming that one is also very odd. This is a big get. Metaphor Refantasio on May 29th is on Ultimate, PC, and Standard. And this one won IGN's Game of the Year. It's the newest game from, I think, the team that makes Persona. Persona is a turn-based RPG about like high school students where you do a lot of combat in dungeons, and Clair Obscure takes like a ton of inspiration from Persona as far as like the menus are concerned and it looking pretty like in the menu systems. I don't know if Persona has like real-time elements in the fights, but it might. Why was I talking about Persona? Same team. This is their newest game, Metaphor Refantasio. Supposed to be great. And just came out, I think, like October of last year, I think. It also won Best RPG at the Game Awards. So I think that was a really good get.
Awesome.
To be honest. Ooh, scroll.
Spray Paint Simulator on Ultimate and PC May 29th. I imagine this is what you do after you do Pressure Washing Simulator.
Yeah. These simulator games, and they get like a lot of buzz. Like, what's the pressure one? Is it called Pressure Washing Simulator? I think it's called like a... Oh, it has a different name than that, doesn't it?
Oh, man.
Maybe that's the name. I don't know. That one's super popular, has tons of like DLC packs and stuff. So I wonder if this one will be good too. I'm guessing it's not from the same team.
Have any of these simulator games ever made like a co-op one though? It'd be funny to have like 4 of your friends,
Oh, here you go.
all
Unlock free spray mode or play alone.
or
And
with
play alone
a
or with a
friend.
friend. There you go.
So that would make it kind of more fun, because that's where it bottlenecks for me is like,
Yeah.
why am I going to go paint this house? So am I going to take a picture of my monitor and tweet the house I painted?
You better.
I may.
Yeah.
But now you can play with a friend, so I won't have to.
This next one's probably my pick of the month. Crypt Custodian on June 3rd. It's a Metroidvania that's kind of like a top-down angle, like a... Oh, what was that game called? Where you played as a crow.
Oh,
It's like on the tip of my tongue. It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
It's supposed to be really good. I think it's made by like a single developer. Not as in he's not married. Like as in I think he makes the games himself. And he's made a few others, but this is his latest one. I've almost purchased it a few times. So that's on Ultimate, PC, and Standard.
Symphonia on June 3rd on all the platforms. Well, the one, yes.
Yes.
You'll use the power of your violin in that game.
Heck yeah, you will. In the Without Violence, you will.
Crazy.
Yeah. And then some games are leaving, so make on the 23rd. Oh, that's not leaving, sorry. 15 more games coming to cloud gaming beta on May 23rd. So check out those as well. And I think that is the full list there. Pretty good list. I think Metaphor and Crypt Custodian are the two that I would try. I don't know what to a T is. All the people are standing with their arms out like they are a letter T. So there you go. Then the Epic Game Store, same deal as last week. They've got 2 mystery games. So that's
right.
not that hopeful, but make sure to check those out. Add them to your library. Hopefully they'll be good ones.
Prime, PlayStation, Apple will come in June.
Yeah. That brings us to what we've been playing. Devin, I have not played a video game this week.
I will just quickly touch on this. I've talked about it 2 or 3 times, I think, at this point.
I think in this last week, though, you might have made the most progress.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. We dove back into Clair Obscure Expedition 33, and as of right now, I would say it's easily Game of the Year for me. If it weren't for people having no idea what I'm doing in the game, I would probably platinum this game. It's that good. Like, the character building and the syncing of all of the individual moves and weapon skills, and there's so much that goes into your build in this game that it's extremely overwhelming, but once you understand how it all works, it's so beautifully done. Oh, it's so good. So dang good. I mean, that's all I have to really say. You got anything to say about it?
I haven't played it in a minute. I'm excited to keep playing, though, just watching you play a little bit. I'm trying not to watch too much so I don't see too many spoilers. I've purposely avoided any story stuff that has happened to you. But your party's way bigger than mine is, and so I know there's got to be a lot of cool moments and new characters and stuff coming. Everyone's still raving about this game, so I'm happy for this team. They're a pretty small team, and it seems like if you make a really cool game, I guess it doesn't matter if you have the best graphics or the biggest team making it. What do you know? It sells well.
Surprisingly, they made it very beautiful, and someone came in and said, "Hey, did you know the team that made this had 33 people?"
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I was like, "That's cool," because they called it Expedition 33.
Oh, that's funny. I think you can kind of tell, in some ways, the game's pretty, but there's a bit of artifacting and the character's hair and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the things aren't perfect.
Oh, agreed. But I can tell by the map system.
Yeah, and there's no mini map and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you totally forgive those just because the game is so excellent. And if it was Activision making the game, you wouldn't forgive them because then 1,000 people would have worked on it.
It's a great point. You judge harder when you have an expectation from previous.
That is one reason I love playing new indie games, because I feel like they're more risky. They'll try something new. And if there's something that I don't like, okay, the graphics were a little weird at that point, or I don't like this one thing, I'm just like more forgiving of it. I don't know why. But yeah, I'm excited to play it some more. I think the platinum is pretty straightforward. You just have to like do all the optional stuff, which I think you've already kind of been doing. There is one missable trophy I've heard. At like the very beginning of the game, you go to like this little market and you have a coin you can spend at one of 3 different vendors. Um, and you need to have gotten the old key from one of those vendors.
I did.
Okay, good.
I think.
So as long as you have the old key, then you I think you won't be locked out of a certain trophy. But if you didn't get the old key at that beginning section, you'd have to start a new save to get the old key and then get to the end with the old key.
Got it.
So just so you know.
Oh, you'd have to get to the end with the old key? Yeah, so, my goodness. Okay.
So it's a good thing you got it.
I better have it. I'm pretty sure I did, unless I dreamt it.
I think I did too, because I like used my 1 token, but then like did something with a different character that gave me 3 more or something, and then I like bought everything from every vendor, I thought. So
I'm really stoked for you to dive further into this, because you'll understand the importance of fighting things when necessary and exploring and going to dangerous areas even when you're underleveled. Just for the it's so dang good. I am completely shocked. In my older age, I would almost prefer this combat system over a Souls game.
Just because it's not so like overwhelming. You can control the math on the one side, and then there's only like 1 or 2.
Just doing things in the right order, understanding the mathematics, and really perfecting a build is almost more fun to me nowadays than having to
perfectly dodge.
Yes, for 10 straight minutes.
Right, yeah. I get what you mean.
It's so cool. It's so dang cool. I never thought I would dabble in a turn-based game, and I'm stoked that I did. I just fear that there's not too many that do it this well yet. We'll see. Maybe I'll play Metaphor or Persona and...
Yeah, I think you would like those maybe, but for different reasons. Where like those have like the fighting like this, but then like they also have the story during the day where like you're a high school student and you plan out your day, like which people you're gonna hang out with, and I want my relationship with that person to be really good, and like I need to go to work for a few of my hours, and so that one's like a bit more of like a calendar system as well, where this isn't trying to be that for sure. But, so very different, but yeah, it is definitely all the buzz still. So I'm excited to get back to it. Just haven't been able to this week. For board games, I played a couple. I don't remember if I put the links to them out here.
Orapa Mine?
I did. Yeah, we played Orapa Mine last week. I think we briefly talked about it by showing the box. I played it again with my wife.
Okay.
I definitely felt smarter the second time, like asking better questions.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And to my wife, who likes board games, this was like a bit overwhelming to her. I think just like it was to us on our first play, like you ask a question kind of at random, see where the laser bounces, and you're like, I don't know what all those things could mean. And it took us a while to finally get there here in our like playthrough. Like I think this playthrough video is like half an hour, and I don't think most plays of it will be that long after you've done 1 or 2. But, so yeah, it was fun to play again with my wife. I don't know that this is like a Lacey game, but I think she'd give it another try for me, and I showed it to a couple of my friends, and I think that they would like it. So I think it's awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, game. It was super cool.
Very unique. I think it's on my list of games to bring to on our vacation next week. I'm making a little pile over there. So
for me, not to cut you off.
Oh, you're good. Go for it.
For me, this game is amazing, but if each person gives clues correctly and answers the right questions, and the questioner understands the answers given and understands the mechanics of the game perfectly, I think you will almost always conclude on nearly the same turn.
Yeah, we were wondering that in our conversation. Like, does it, with these shapes, which both players have the same shapes out, does it almost always take 12 good questions to answer, or almost always take 13?
Yeah, if both parties understand the game perfectly, I think you're going to come out with ending about at the same time, but throwing the moderators in there, like the clear block and the black one, could, in my opinion, make the game twice as good,
Yeah.
but also really confusing.
Yeah, for reals. Yeah, it's a good question. Then it would make me nervous that if two people are pretty evenly matched and have played a bunch, then does it become luck? Like, okay, I asked a good question here, and it happened to be a spot where no laser hit anything, so I didn't get any information back.
Mm-hmm.
But the other player asked about a laser here, and it happened to be a really good clue. And I'm like, because if they're evenly matched and it just kind of, whoever asked the luckier, better first few questions usually ends up winning. That is a bummer. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes long term. I'm wondering if the 3+ player mode will end up being my preferred method, because then one person makes sets like the jewel map up, and everyone else has their own sheet and asks questions separate. Like on your turn you get asked a question, and then on the other person's turn they ask a question. Everyone can hear the questions.
So they're all writing down for everyone's questions every turn.
Yes.
That reminds me of Clue.
Like, but the one difference is you don't lose automatically on an incorrect submission. You get a second one. And so I think that would maybe introduce people being more likely to like go for it. Like, hey, I think Devin's close. I'm just going to go for it on this turn and hopefully get it. So maybe that becomes like the preferred play method.
You're almost guessing at 90% information instead of just knowing the answer at 100%.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what the long-term, I don't know, playability of this game becomes. Because on first blush, super cool. But then you start thinking about it too much and you're like, is it too evenly matched, or is whoever just luckily chose the better spot first going to win, or what? So we'll see. Also haven't tried either of the difficult pieces yet either. So cool game. The other one I played was a kids game with my kids and my wife. And this one is, it's very old. I think it came out in like 1980 something. But they've made a few different versions of it. This one I got at Target for $8 like a few years ago. And we've gotten our $8 worth, that's for sure. It's called Forbidden Bridge. And you have this little explorer, think Indiana Jones kind of dude, on a canoe. And you have to get him like across the river and up the side of the mountain, and then across this bridge to get a gem out of this statue's hands. And then you have to take the gem back to your canoe, go back up, get a second gem, and then go back down. And then if you can escape with 2 gems on your person and in your canoe back through the entrance to the river, you win. The twist here is you roll dice, so it's roll and move. And one die tells you how many spots you can move. The other die tells you what special like ability you get to do. One of them lets you steal a gem from someone if you start or end your turn on the same space as them. One of them lets you might be able to see this. The bridge has these little like hooks on it, where like if you're the first person to be on a plank of the bridge, you're gonna like put your guy on the spot that has these hooks that like make it so you're really anchored in. One of the dice lets you move someone else's person to a non-anchored spot on the plank, so they're more likely to fall off. I think there might be another side, but the other main side is the statue head. And when you roll that, before you move, you press down on the statue head, and it kind of goes down and has like this, it must be a system of gears or something inside, and he shakes like the whole bridge.
Oh, wow.
Which is a fun kind of toy factor, especially for kids. If you fall off the bridge, then wherever you land up is where you are. But then on your next turn, for just one movement, you can rope back up to a plank. So you're not like, you don't have to start all the way back, because that would take forever. We actually played it that way the first time we played it. It made it awfully long. It was terrible. But but you can rope back up like you had a safety rope or something. If a gem falls out of your backpack, because they're not like in there super tight, they're like in there okay. When you fall off, if the gem falls in the water, it goes back into the tiki man's hand. If it falls onto one of the jungle spots, it stays there. And then if someone's down there, they can just move and pick it up from there. So there's a little bit of like luck in like falling off, and I like got really lucky when I was playing with my kids, and one of them pushed the tiki head, and I fell off with the gem in my backpack, and it didn't stay in my backpack, but it landed on the same jungle spot as me. So on my next turn, I could just pick it up and then just walk it over to the canoe, which is only 4 spots away instead of like 17 across the bridge. So you get a little lucky with the bridge. It's a very silly game. Kids really like it because the thing shakes around. But those are the 2 games I played this week. We played Orapa Mine last Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday, and then Forbidden Bridge. So just some quick ones. Orapa Mine is definitely the pick out of those 2 games. But if you have young kids, I have a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old, and they both were vibing with it. I'm seeing this picture here. Is this an older version? Because that thing is creepy looking. But kind of funny. Yeah, there's been quite a few versions. I have this one that had the bridge I just showed and comes in that box. Kind of a bear to put together. You have to put all these pieces together, and like luckily once you put the bridge together once, it kind of stays together as one piece. But it's not too bad actually. I don't know what I'm complaining about. But those are the board games that I played this week.
I imagine like the old version had like a pull cord, like a lawnmower. You had to fill it with gas.
Yeah, exactly. Had its engine idling the whole time.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. All right, I think that brings us to what we're excited for. Is that right? I think that's right. Few things I'm excited for. First, I just got my GameFly of Zelda Echoes of Wyndham. Echoes of Wisdom, where you play Zelda as kind of top down, looks like Link's Awakening kind of. I'm excited to try that one. I like a puzzly Zelda game, and this one like lets you solve puzzles in weird ways by like summoning couches and moving weird stuff around. So excited to try that. I don't know if it'll be my favorite game ever, but I like a quirky, kind of smaller game, and I love the Zelda world, so excited for that one. And as far as video games are concerned, the big ones this week and next week are definitely Doom, The Dark Ages just came out. Getting a lot of love. I think people really like it, especially if you like first-person shooters that are all about slaying demons.
Oh, yeah.
And then Nightreign, Elden Ring Nightreign comes out on the 29th, which I think is like 3 days after we get back from our trip.
Crazy.
I can't believe it's this soon either, but
I need to look into this more because I haven't been as excited for this FromSoft.
It's a very unique one, right? It's multiplayer, and it's like kind of like 30-minute kind of sessions with a randomized set of bosses, and then there's like a storm circle like Fortnite that like presses you closer and closer to the boss, and you kind of like do a miniature version of like a build and scaling and leveling up a character in that 30-minute session to try to give you like the feeling of Elden Ring in a condensed experience with your friends. Sounds kind of cool.
It kind of does, yeah.
But yeah, can they pull that off? Which seems like a different kind of vibe than they're usually doing. I don't know. So yeah, we'll see. I guess the other thing, Devin, I'm just gonna go to our faces so we're not just staring at this forbidden bridge. If I can, here we go, face. Switch 2 comes out the week after that.
Yeah, it's super soon, actually.
Yeah, super crazy. I don't know if you announced this yet.
Oh, go for it.
Did you?
No. Well, yeah, no, I did.
Oh, you did? You told everybody?
Yeah,
okay.
Yesterday.
Oh, okay. Good timing. So yeah, we tried really hard to get a Switch 2 pre-order, and we did not get one for like 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. It was kind of crazy. But I had all these tabs on my computer open for those couple of weeks, just refreshing them every once in a while, and I follow a few like deals accounts on Twitter that post things like very fast. And at like 12:30 at night, I just happened to be awake because I think I just got home from TopGolf, and I saw a post that said like, "Hey, some people are getting orders to go through on Walmart. Just a heads up." And so, wabam, logged in, got one. And then it wasn't the one with Mario Kart, so I was kind of bummed. So then I sat up for like another 45 minutes refreshing the one with Mario Kart, just a bunch. All of a sudden, that was available. Wabam, got that one too. 2 Switches, baby.
Oh, yeah.
So excited. Devin's going to have one on launch day.
It's going to be crazy.
Super Game Brothers, we always persevere. And yeah, that'll be fun. We'll do an unboxing and Devin will plug it in and go through all the settings, tell you what to set it to.
If I understand the settings, then I'll tell you.
You'll understand them.
I think so as well.
So, I think it'll be fun. I have that Donkey Kong Bonanza game on lock from GameFly, so it'll be here in July. Playing a lot of Mario Kart, I'm sure, and I don't remember what else, but some stuff.
Oh yeah, some of the stuff.
The Switch 2, so that'll be kind of cool as well. I'm surprised that is somehow only a couple weeks away.
Same.
All right, for board games, I'm gonna go down to the table real quick. If I can, where is it? Table only. I have a mess of stuff here. I just did an unboxing of one of these games that I'm excited for. So 3 games I'm pretty excited for. First one is the one here on the table. It's the newest game from, well, I don't know if it technically is anymore, but I think it came out last year from Garfield Games, Ezra and Nehemiah. It's about the biblical people, Ezra and Nehemiah. And I really like kind of their art style. I have one of their games, Architects of the West Kingdom, and this is the game kind of sprawled out and all the cards and pieces and punch outs I still haven't done. Just got this one from work as a gift for my birthday. That was kind of fun. Oh yeah, it was my birthday last week, so surprise for me. So anyways, I'm excited to try that one. I need to get it all put away in a good structure, but Ezra and Nehemiah. Pretty complex game. 1 to 4 players, 14 plus. The box isn't messing around, just says a straight 120 minutes. So
wow.
That probably means your first play gonna be about 3 hours. But anyways, a little crazy. Second game, I'm very excited for this one. It's called Spectral. Much simpler game. It's like a 15-minute game, I think. It's a deduction game where you are trying to find treasures and not curses in a haunted house. And you do that by putting your little worker dudes in the hallways between a couple rooms, and then you can peek at a room. And then you're writing all this stuff down in like your little investigator booklet. And like each room will tell you, okay, there's a treasure 2 rooms clockwise from this one. And so you're deducing like where the treasures are, and then based on how many of your explorers you have in the hallways between those rooms, will divvy up the treasures in that room to those people. So it's supposed to be great. I got this cool mini expansion for it too that has, instead of cardboard treasures and cursed pieces, they're like glass dome ones that are like big and kind of glass domed, and they look really cool. So Spectral. This is another game from Bitewing in it says Phoenix, Arizona, but I'm pretty sure that they're, at least were, based in Utah. Anyways, I don't know. Excited for Spectral, and then I also just got this one. He a chonky boy.
Oh, whoa.
This is a Mosaic, and it's like a big civilization style game where like you're building up your own civilization kind of thing. A lot of those games are very long, like 4 or 5 hours. The idea they had here was to like cut it down, simplify it to like the best parts, and I think keep it under 2 hours if they could. It's supposed to be absolutely excellent. I've wanted it for a while. It was on sale. As you can see, it's still shrink wrapped. Haven't got this one open yet, but very, very excited for all 3 of them. So big, heavy board games on the table today, and then a Spectral, which isn't complex, but the other 2, they'll get you.
Yeah, you're not kidding. They will get you.
Excited for those, and then I got my GameFly packet here for Zelda. So we're not messing around. We're always filming and opening boxes here at Gaming Top Down. Check out that YouTube video or channel, excuse me, if you like board games. All right, I think that's it for everything I'm excited for, though. Unless did I have any other notes in there, Devin? I don't think I did. Okay, all right, that brings us to the news. And for news this week, there's a lot of small things, but there wasn't anything like giant as far as video games are concerned. So we're gonna rapid fire, like I don't know. What would be a good way to explain that? In a video game, it might be a pew 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 pew.
Oh yeah, like an SMG.
Yeah, exactly. So, first one, I think Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of Mario, Zelda, and our beloved Donkey Kong, had an interview with somebody recently, and they asked him, "Why did you redesign Donkey Kong? Why does he look different?" I really like
He
it.
looks better in my
I
opinion.
really like the change, um, but I know some people haven't. And he kind of explained it here. He said, "So when it comes to character creation and working with characters, I still take an active role in that. And looking back to the first generation Donkey Kong Country, we worked with Rare to create Donkey Kong Country. When we were talking about trying to create new versions and evolving Donkey Kong, we created the game called Jungle Beat. We worked together with the team that made 3D Mario. With the technology that was available at the time, we were able to make Donkey Kong more expressive. And going back to the design that Rare came up with, we reevaluated what can we do with the design to make it even or to make it more expressive. And then when it comes to the movie, we decided to move forward with this new generation Donkey Kong design. So, pretty simple answer. They just want Donkey Kong to be more expressive. I really like it.
Oh, I think he looks so
That
happy.
is by far the game I'm most excited for on the Switch 2 to this point. So, I like his vibe. So, anyways, that's a rapid fire one, but it's not very often you get a interview with Mr. Miyamoto. Next up, Housemark, the developers of Returnal and the upcoming Soros, which is one of my most anticipated games because they just make killer gameplay. They kind of gave like a interview as well, saying that they're focused on single player premium games, not live service. So thanks. Happy to hear that. Soros will probably be $70. Um, but if it's anything like Returnal, man, that'll be some of the best spent $70 I've ever spent in my life. I absolutely love that. Anyways, that was talked about quite a bit this week. Just announced today, Hellblade 2, which came out to Xbox, I think earlier this year. Might have been late last year. My memory's terrible. But the enhanced version is coming to PlayStation 5 this summer. It's supposed to be pretty good, especially like the performance capture and the story, but I don't know if the gameplay is like super amazing. But coming to PlayStation 5 in the summer. This is a weird one. This lady, her name is Jade Raymond. She was, I think, at Ubisoft and pretty like an important executive when like Assassin's Creed was made. She since left Ubisoft. Get out of here. I'm not paying you, Bloomberg. I swear this limit. It doesn't matter. She started this studio called Haven Studios. That was then I think purchased by PlayStation, and they're making Fair Games, which is a like a live service shooter that's I think coming out pretty soon. But is not out yet. Jade Raymond just left Haven Studios after she founded it. And Sony didn't tell the rest of the workers why, and there's a lot more details in this Bloomberg article that you can usually read if you're not right here reporting and it wants you to pay $2 a month. But so check that out. It's a very weird story. There's got to be some reason. Maybe she was just done. Maybe the game's not going to be very good. I don't know. But I hope it's good. Arrowhead Studios, who made Helldivers and the very popular Helldivers 2, has said that their next game they will not be taking Sony's money to make. They want to fund the game themselves. I imagine that's probably a smart move for them because they're probably looking at how much money they made for Helldivers 2, and they're like, man, if we had made it instead and funded it instead of using PlayStation's money, we would have made so much more of the profits instead of Sony getting all of them. They said PlayStation are great. There wouldn't be Helldivers as it wasn't for them. We're open to working with them again in the future, but they want to work on their own thing. Probably smart. I imagine if as long as they capture the same fun and like laugh vibe, play with your friends, they can make a lot of money doing that too. I think. This one just came out today. PlayStation Stars. Do you know what that even is, Devin?
I don't.
Yeah, I don't think most people do. If you sign in to the PlayStation app on your phone, they have a loyalty program where if you buy games, you get points, and then you can level up to like level 4 based on the trophies you get and how many purchases you make. And you can get these little like collectibles and put them on a fake little shelf. Like I got uh the Chaos Blades from God of War just sitting on a little
Ooh.
shelf in my PlayStation Stars room.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. The thing I most use it for though is like any purchases I make, I get points, and you can redeem those points for like a $5 wallet funding or $10 wallet funding. They're shutting it down. There's a lot of details here on the PlayStation blog, but you got to redeem your points by November 2026. And they said they're thinking about new ways to evolve our loyalty program efforts in the future. So we'll see what they do. It's a pretty new program, just started 2-3 years ago. So I'm surprised it's already gone. It must not have been making them more money though. So it's gone. And then Red Dead 2 is supposedly getting a Switch 2 version this year, which would be really cool. And it's supposed to be getting that alongside, this might make Devin sad because he just played it on the stinky PlayStation 4 version, a current gen upgrade, which would probably run at 60 frames and on PlayStation 5. And
Oh,
nice,
wow.
which would be very cool.
Yeah.
It's kind of bummer timing for you, but
it is. What a great game, though.
So good. I haven't played it in 5 years, so I would maybe play it again after that upgrade comes out. Fortnite is back on the App Store if you want to play it on your phone, which is definitely the best way to play Fortnite.
Absolutely.
With 2-thumb touch controls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But if you have like, what are those controllers called that like split open and your phone goes in the middle? Jawbone? That's not it. They have a name.
Really?
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
I don't know.
So if you have one of those to play it on your phone, it's probably an okay experience. Neil Druckmann, who is the studio head and one of the most important people at Naughty Dog, who wrote The Last of Us and worked on Uncharted 2 and is the one directing and writing The Last of Us on HBO with HBO's director Craig Mazin, has said that they're working on another game at Naughty Dog that's not intergalactic.
Really?
And that project, he's just more of a producer and kind of a mentor, he says, and I just get to kind of watch and help them work, which is exciting. And then he also said he's been doing some interviews recently, even on Sacred Symbols, and I'm not sure, this is Press X to continue. Kind of cool. The actor that was Joel's dad in the latest episode of The Last of Us, and I know him most from Better Call Saul. He plays Lalo, a very creepy dude in like the drug cartel, and he plays him so well. He again was just on The Last of Us, and Neil offered him a role in Intergalactic, and he said, quote, he immediately came to mind. I just offered it to him on the spot, and it seems like he took it. So I think he's going to be in that game, which will be cool. The character that plays, or the actor that plays Nora in HBO, The Last of Us, she is the main character in Intergalactic.
Okay. Yeah.
If you remember her with the shaved head.
I do.
Kind of, yeah. And I think she was the villain in the Uncharted movie. I don't know if she was the villain, actually. She was one of the characters.
Oh, was she in that?
Yeah.
Really?
So they like her over at Naughty Dog and PlayStation. Is that all the rapid fire video?
Here's a little piece of board game news.
Yeah.
For the board gamers.
Board game news. The nominations for... Devin, do you know how to pronounce that?
Spiel de Jahres.
That was really good. I think, yeah, Spiel de Jahres is how they say it, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, heck
It's
yeah.
German. I don't know how to speak German. I know how to speak Danish, but not German.
Yeah, me neither.
These are the most prestigious board game awards of the year. It's like the Oscars of board games.
Oh.
It's a German award. There's like a committee in Germany where Germany is kind of like the hub of, or at least it has been historically, like nowadays it's kind of a worldwide hobby, but since it kind of has been the hub, there's a team there that nominates games for the Game of the Year awards, and they do 3 categories. They do like Game of the Year, the what do they call it? uh, Kennerspiel and Kinnerspiel. Kennerspiel is like the complex game. There is a better name for it. It's like the hobbyist game of the year, and the Kinderspiel is kids game of the year. So you got game of the year, like complex game of the year, and kids game of the year. They give 3 final nominations, and then there are like 5 others that they nominate but weren't selected to be the top 3. So we're gonna read through those real quick. You can see some of them here. Flip 7. That one's so hot right now. Cancel. Bomb Busters, love that. And Far Away, have all 3 of those behind me. I want to play Endeavor Deep Sea, haven't played that one yet, but some of these other ones are like only out in Germany right now. But anyways, here are the nominees. We got, if I can find the list for Game of the Year, these are ones that are like not uber complex, but not made for kids either. We got Foxy, Agent Avenue, The Animals of Baker Street, Castle Combo, Cities. I have Cities in the closet. I haven't tried it yet. And Perfect Words. And then the 3 that were selected as the finalists are Flip 7, Crackle, Oracle, and Bomb Busters. And then, I don't know when, but in probably like a month or 2, they will announce which of those 3 did win. So, they do it in like 3 phases, I guess. So that's Game of the Year for, come on, scroll. The like complex isn't the word they use like connoisseurs Game of the Year. Someone like a hobbyist, someone that really likes board games will play something a little more complex. You got The Gang, Cowrie, Zenith, Medical Mysteries New York, and then the 3 finalists are Far Away, Loot, and Endeavor Deep Sea. And then for Kids Game of the Year, these are the ones I've generally never heard of. You've got Syllabus, Captain Kook, I don't know. And then what's this other one? Hylodyne Konagreik? Nope. What is this? There's a few words in here that I'm not sure if they're just like German for explaining who made the games, but it doesn't look like it. Yeah, Die Mauseband and Hylodyne Konagreik. How do I pronounce those?
I feel like you killed it, honestly.
But the 3 finalists are Top die Torte, Top die Tort, Cascadia Jr., and maybe that's this one, Die Mauseband. I don't know what the kids' games are, but those are the 9 finalists for Game of the Year for the German Spiel des Jahres nominees. And I think that's all the board game news this week, other than there were 2 expansions announced on Board Game Geek on kind of their blog that I thought I'd just give a little shout out to. The game that just won, or has been nominated to be one of the finalists. Endeavor Deep Sea is getting a expansion called Uncharted Waters. Again, I really want to play this game. I just haven't been able to get a copy yet. I'm a deal hunter with board games for a good price. So there should be a Kickstarter campaign for that in the near future. I'm guessing it's just more stuff. Pushes players to the edge with challenging new missions, undiscovered depths, and a whole new team of specialists. And then Cascadia is getting an Alpine Lakes expansion. Cascadia is a uber popular game. We just talked about Cascadia Jr. Alpine Lakes says, what does it say? Features unique combinations of scoring objectives linked to how the 5 wildlife species are arranged across 3 different alpine habitats. So 2 cool expansions coming to 2 big games. All right, Devin, that's going to bring us to Crowdfunding Corner for the week of May 23rd. Is that going to be Friday? Today's the 21st?
Yes.
That sound about right? We look at crowdfunding campaigns that are on Kickstarter and GameFound that are ending in about the next, 5 to 14 days usually. And I think there's 3 campaigns this week that looked cool to me that I wanted to give a shout out to. There are a lot all the time. Some of them are, miniatures games that aren't super intriguing to me. Some of them are more RPGs or free to play games, or sometimes it's a like a reprint of something that wasn't intriguing to me in the first place anyway. So there's a little bit of David bias here, is what I would say. But first of the three, this one's called Panda Spin, Mandate of Heaven expansion. So this is a reprint of Panda Spin and a new expansion. Panda Spin is a game where it's a trick-taking game. You're trying to win tricks, but if you don't win a trick, you get to rotate the card when you bring it back to your hand, and it becomes stronger to help you win more tricks and points in the future. Very cool idea. So the cards have kind of like two halves, and I think that's a very cool idea. I also love the art on the cards. The expansion Mandate of Heaven just adds some new cards that has what looks like some like special abilities on them. They have these icons on them that looks like draw 3 new cards, or probably exchange cards with someone else, or probably just introduces some more craziness and kind of game breaking abilities. I haven't read through the rule book, but just looking at the icons there, that's kind of what it looks like. Pretty good price for it. Is a pretty simple card game, but the only tricky part might be shipping from China or wherever this is printed. But anyways, I think that one looks really cool. Reprint for Panda Spin, along with the new expansion Mandate of Heaven that is on Kickstarter for 5 more days until May 27th. Okay, Super Pixel Tactics. I'm going to be uber honest.
Oh, the box is so cool.
Yeah, I don't know how this game plays, but it looks like a Super Nintendo game.
It does.
And it looks like it comes in a box for a Super Nintendo game.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like a tactical RPG, which is kind of like a turn-based game, but you also introduce like the element of spatial puzzle, where like this character can only attack an enemy if he's within range, like space range. And if you like move your character outside of range of an enemy, then they won't be able to attack you. So you're also worried about spacing on the board while you're attacking. I believe that there was one called Pixel Tactics before, and this one, again, called Super Pixel Tactics, just kind of going for the Super Nintendo vibe instead of the NES vibe. So 1 to 2 players, 30 minutes for ages 12 plus. And it looks like there's also a new storage solution for the original stuff. Bunch of cards. It'll fit them sleeved. Love the pixel art. That's kind of the reason I picked this one. Again, I don't even know if the gameplay is something for me. I just saw it and I was like, oh, that's cool. Seeing Space Biff, whose reviews I quite enjoy, say it's one of the deepest and most combo-tastic, that's not what he said, combo-intensive games I've played all year. It's absolutely wonderful and original. So, I don't know, this is one I've got my eye on. But again, usually for games that are really combat heavy, like, I wish you would just make this a video game. But, I don't know. I can be proven wrong, and sometimes I'm totally open to it. So, lots of different pledge levels here on GameFound as the train goes by. We got like a big one that includes playmats and the big box. We got the original Pixel Tactics. I like that Game Boy kind of box. Very cool. And the original with playmats. The new one. So lots of cool stuff there. That is Super Pixel Tactics on GameFound for 7 more days until May 29th. Last up this week is Sprites and Sprouts by Open Owl Studios, and I wonder if this is their first game. No, they've made 8. The reason this one stood out to me is the designer is Manny Vega, and he designed Flamecraft, I think was one of his most recent games, and that one's been uber popular. So if he can distill like a similar amount of like accessibility and fun, but also a bit of depth into this game, I think it will be pretty successful. Seems like it's doing pretty well. It's got 1,600 backers so far. Kind of like Flamecraft, it has like a base level, a deluxe level, and then an ultra deluxe with like a plushie and all kinds of fancy stuff. But in this game, you're kind of planting like special plants and then trying to get like arrangements of them to fulfill like different contracts. And then you're also watching like a farmer move, and it's kind of grid based as well. Like if something happens at B3, like that might be where you want it, and you're doing some stuff on your own player board as well. I also just really like the funky plant art. Like, what's that corn guy doing?
I like that corn guy.
Yeah, I do too. He's got three ears of corn on his head.
And also 3 years of good luck.
Oh yeah, that's what I've heard. There's also a like expansion called the fungus expansion. That's so funny. Art by Amanda Kadatz and Emily Ann. And I think it looks really cool. So again, standard pledge here, garden boards. Oh, look at Alida Bouquet, Messler, Chunk. Oh, I like Chunk. Kind of like Messler though, to be honest. Cool. And Fix. Almost didn't notice that was a Y.
I did the same thing. I was like, wow.
I thought that was part of his little branch. You got the 5 meeples for them as well. Tokens, score markers, skill tokens, a bunch of crop tiles, farmer cards, challenge cards. So that's the base level. Then, if you get the deluxe version, you get all that plus the fun Gus expansion. He's fun.
And, he is way fun.
He's Gus. I like the pun. I'll take it. That version
I just got it. Nice.
Is a bit more expensive, but double layered boards. Ooh, baby. And cardboard upgraded to wood. And I really like how these cubes are upgraded into little plants. So, and the screen printed bags. I'm a sucker for fancy. You got the thicker cards with the black core, the UV spot gloss on that box.
Oh, yeah.
And then, here's Fun Gus and his crop tiles. Then, you got the bigger one that also comes with 6 magical miniatures with Myth Drop Wash. So instead of the meeples, you have cool little wooden miniatures for each character.
Those are very nice.
They're very cool looking. And then, for the big boy, add to everything I just said, you got the neoprene game mat. I like that it's a white back. Most of them are like a black back. You get pins for all the characters. Oh, you got Cornhead.
Awesome. I like him.
Yeah. Well, who's the best
one?
It's
like Grape Beard.
You got Strawberry
Locks.
Hair tips. Oh, Strawberry Locks. I like that. Cornhead.
Grape Beard. Carrot Top.
And there's 4 of them. And then you got Punk plushie. He's still in progress, but he'll be 8 inches tall.
I was gonna say, there's no way it looks like that.
Coloring book, stationery paper set, event card pack, and then any stretch goals that have been met too, like deluxe first player token, new skill tokens. So, anyways, I hope that one is good. It looks cute, and Manny Vega is good at designing games that like have that cute feel, but hopefully have a bit more combo-tastic thought and like depth that go into it. That one's on Kickstarter until Monday, June 2nd. And that's going to do it for our 3 games this week. So, Devin, which of those 3 is going to be your pick of the week?
It's a little bit difficult for me because I don't really know how they play that well right now.
Tricky.
I'm just gonna say Panda Spin.
Good pick.
Probably.
I think that one looks like an excellent card game. I like the idea of the card getting better if you don't win. It makes you feel a little better about yourself if you don't win the trick, I think. So I had wanted this one for a little while. Haven't been able to find it, so this Kickstarter might be one of the only ways I can. We'll see. But good pick. I think it's cool. I also just really like the cards. I have another kind of trick-taking game with similar Japanese art called what are you called? It's a tiny little box. Oh, that's gonna dry. Oh, right here, Yokai Septet. It's this one right there, Devin. If you want to grab it, has awesome kind of Japanese art on it
I
as
feel
well.
like we almost played this at one point.
Yeah,
Or
has cool foil cards as well. So I'm all about that cool artwork on a card. Since you picked that one, which was probably going to be my pick, I'll go with the one we were just on. What was that called? Sprites.
Sprites and Sprouts.
Sprites and Sprouts, giving a little hope to Manny Vega and his team that they can make a very cool game. And again, I think it looks artistically cool. I don't know. It kind of gives me like Studio Ghibli vibes with Totoro or something. Just some weird, like kind of farming creatures.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully it's fun to play. And I like Chonk. Chonk, I think, is my favorite there. He's got a little Chonk pal. So, anyways, that's going to do it for our picks of the week and for Crowdfunding Corner here for our 60th episode of the podcast here on May 23rd, 2025. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next week for episode number 61. All right, Devin. Whew, that's a lot of recording we just did, but that's the end of this episode. Make sure to check out our Patreon. We have our discussions about episodes 5 and 6 of HBO's The Last of Us just have gone up. And the finale is this weekend. We're going to be on a trip this weekend. What are we going to do? We're going to watch it? Mom and Dad would love that.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So we'll see. Episode 7, I'm excited for that one. Make sure to watch Devin on stream. Any closing comments or anything else you want to touch on?
No, 60 episodes in, a pretty big number. Let's go. I
Yeah.
hope that we had our OBS scene set up so it wasn't on us this whole time.
I'm pretty sure it's like lit up a little bit here on screen, so I think that means we can see the screen.
Nice.
It does. So then we're gonna hit face. Now we're just back to us. Yeah, really appreciate everyone listening all the way up here till episode 60. We're trying hard to be able to focus a bit more on clipping segments of these shows out into shorts, because my shorts on Gaming Top Down have been performing quite a bit better, and I think that is how we will grow the Super Game Brothers YouTube channel as well. And so we're hoping just for more friends to join us as well. Make sure to leave comments on our videos, like them, that helps a lot. Check out our Patreon at patreon.com/supergamebrothers giveaway, and just appreciate all of that stuff. And we'll see you next week. Till then, adios.